Hey everyone, Schwab here to share a unique summer read that I think you all should check out called Bunny by Mona Awad. Full disclosure, before I share, I am not paid by any publishing company to review books. I am just sharing with the world cool books that I think everybody should check out and read over the summer and or throughout the course of the year. So with that in mind, let's get right into Bunny. I picked this up because it was recommended to me by Goodreads. For those not familiar with Goodreads, it's basically social media for book nerds, such as myself. What's really cool about Goodreads is that not only it gives you recommendations on books based off of books that you like, it also allows you to connect with other Goodreads community members and share your thoughts on different books. So you can write reviews, you can have conversations. There's different groups and discussions and things like that with people all over the place to talk about books that you really love. Also, it allows you to keep track of your books. So like at the January 1st or whenever you decide to sign up, you can create a book reading challenge, and it'll tell you, if you want to read 52 books in the year, then it'll tell you how far you are in that goal. And it also allows you to keep track of your progress on a particular book. So if you're wanting to know like how much further am I done until the end, you'll say, oh, you're 75%. So I think that's really cool. But I really like the idea that it gives you recommendations. So this was one that was recommended to me based off of other books that I had read, and they were like, oh yeah, you'll like this one. So I decided to check it out. The best way I would describe Bunny is that it's a psychological thriller. So the novel is following an MFA student named Samantha Mackey. She is an outsider within her little college community. She's a scholarship kid. She's not living on campus, and she doesn't really connect well with the other women in her cohort. So she's in fiction writing, and the cohort is very small, but she isn't invited to those types of things. But she doesn't really want to be accepted into her group either. They often she has called this group of women the bunnies, and that is because whenever they see each other, they call each other Bunny. So it's their little pet name within the group. So even though there are a group of them, they all identify each other as Bunny. So like, oh my gosh, Bunny, I can't wait to see you, that kind of thing. So it really gets on her nerves, so she just calls the whole group bunnies. But anyways, the bunnies are like this really elite group, and they're also very cliquey. The way I visualize them is that they are like a mixture of Stepford Wives and Gossip Girl, where they think that they're superior to everyone, and just their outfit ensembles that they have. And anyways, because of this, and she's an outsider, she doesn't really understand their way of life, nor does she at this point seem to want to be a part of it. They don't really understand her, and so they try to avoid her, and they exclude her from social events. So it's pretty much her cohort are the bunnies, and then there's her, and so she is not clicking with them. Most of her fiction writing is really dark, and so bunnies don't really appreciate that because they're more sunshine and rainbows people, and so they exclude her. So that leaves Samantha oftentimes alone, and so she has befriended another girl who's not even really in the program. She just hangs out on campus, and so that girl's name is Ava, and so she bonds with her. But anyways, one day Samantha is invited. They decide that they're going to extend this invitation, and they take her in, and they allow her to be part of their social events. One of their main social events is their writing workshops, which are very different than what a writing workshop should look like. I'm not going to go into too much detail because that's a big part of the book. I don't want to be a spoiler. But it's very interesting to Samantha, and so she continues to go, and it becomes it is a ritual for her and for the bunnies, so they continue to hang out, and this allows them to really think and conjure up new characters for writing, etc., etc. And because of this relationship that Samantha has with the bunnies, it strains her relationship with Ava, who was her best friend. But it allows Samantha to be a part of the bunnies, and she really likes, the world outlook that they have, with there being rainbows and cupcakes and glitter. But it also puts her on this collision course where reality and fantasy kind of blur together, and it also ultimately ends in something really deadly. I have to say, after I read the book, I had to reread the ending a few times because it was just like mind blowing, because I just didn't see how it ended, like the way it ended was gonna go. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, it was just really interesting. Samantha is not a reliable narrator. There's lots of things going on, and especially with the collision course of what is real and what's not. At the end, when things are revealed, you're just like, what? So it's a good surprise. It's very interesting. The novel really delves into the idea of loneliness and the extreme some people will go to avoid that feeling. As people, we all want companionship, whether that be a friendship or relationship. Take your pick. And some of the extremes that we will oftentimes do is change ourselves, like Samantha does, in order to fit in with the bunnies. She really likes the bunnies. She wants the bunnies to like her, so she takes on the same persona as them. She sees herself as a bunny. She wears the same clothes, even though at the beginning of the novel she's like, not for me. And then sometimes, to avoid loneliness, we fantasize about being friends with certain people. Some people fantasize being friends with a celebrity, and get your nails done with Jennifer Lawrence, which would be super cool. But never met Jennifer Lawrence in my life, and that's never happened. Sometimes to avoid that loneliness, if you think that, oh hey, Jennifer Lawrence is my best friend, I'm gonna go hang out with her, that helps you feel like you're a part of something. And we believe that if you really believe that Jennifer Lawrence is your best friend, that you're going to get your nails done together and you hang out all the time based off of YouTube videos and interviews and things like that, the lines kind of blur, and it's not real, but it feels real to you. That it completely, you'll definitely see that within the novel. The novel is very dark and twisted, but it's smart. You really have to analyze Samantha and how she why she does the things that she does. It really allows you to understand where she's coming from and why she has those emotions and why she acts a certain way, and how she got to that point at the end, and it's just really interesting. So highly recommend. If you're on the fence about it, if you like the movies Mean Girls or Heathers, this is the book you should pick up. It's probably a bit more like Heathers being dark and murderous, than Mean Girls, but it's a similar premise of, a group of girls are taking in an outsider, and that outsider kind of wreaks havoc among the group, and it's just really interesting. So if you enjoy those movies, Bunny is definitely the book for you. So that's all I have for today. Definitely check out Bunny. You can get it at Amazon, bookstore, library, etc. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe down at the bottom. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Goodreads, which also links are in the bio somewhere. Other than that, that's all I have. Keep reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!